Hi, I'm Mark Patrick of Patrick & Robinson CPAs. Welcome to this edition of the CPA Minute. This time we'd like to talk about the amended return. Many people are very apprehensive about amending return because they don't know the effect that that may cause from the IRS or from other interested parties about your tax return. It's not something you should really worry about, however, because it's very appropriate to make the changes when they're necessary. The two main causes of an amended return are either a mistake that you discover after the filing or new information that you discovered that you didn't previously know about. In either case, it's very appropriate to make the change. Often it's as simple as changing the filing status from married filing separate to joint or from single to head of household when you find that that may be a better situation for you. There are several things to consider when you're doing an amended return. First of all, you need to generally file it within 3 years of the original filing date. There are some exceptions to that, but primarily the statute of limitations will pass at that time. Amending an individual return is done on a 1040X. Amending a corporate return is done on 1120X. And most pass-through entities are done by filing the original form again and checking the amended box. In each case, it's fairly simple to accomplish. In each case, you should put a clear explanation about what the changes are, so when it's processed, it can move very quickly. For individuals, a very common change that you would consider is when you have a family situation, you may have multiple dependents who multiple people could qualify to have as a dependent. Or you may think you don't qualify for head of household status because of your dependent situation, but you may in fact qualify, and you may find that after the fact. You may also decide that itemizing your deductions is better than the standard deduction because you may discover some things you didn't previously know about. Generally, it's not necessary to file an amended return due to a math error because that'll be discovered by the IRS in their own processing. In addition, if you've left out forms that perhaps you should have included, the IRS will ask for those if they feel they're necessary. Be careful to note that you are amending a particular year on the form. Otherwise, they don't know whether you're amending the current year or one of the 2 previous years. If more than 1 year needs to be amending due to whatever the change may be, do them on separate forms and mail them separately so that there's no confusion when they're received. Be sure to include all appropriate schedules and attachments that pertain to the change that you've made. For example, if you have changed your gross income, your itemized deductions may also change because of an income threshold. So be sure all of those schedules are included. If you're requesting a refund, be sure that the previous refund has been received, or if a payment was due, that has been processed. Otherwise, this return may be rejected because they aren't aware of the previous filing. So give it 4 to 6 weeks before you file an amended return. Don't cash any unexpected refund checks, particularly if they're a surprise, because you may find that you'll end up paying penalties and interest on the amount that you have to pay back once you discover that check was not yours. It's much better to either hold the check until you know the answer or send it back and ask for further explanation. I know that's hard to let good money go, but it will save you on the penalties in interest ultimately. There is actually no evidence that amended return will cause an audit. Some people feel that's true, but often it's the underlying transaction that's caused the audit as opposed to the amendment itself. Of course, amended returns are processed by hand, so you need to be very careful to have a full, complete, and well-explained amendment so that it'll be processed quickly. Otherwise, it will be processed just like the original return, and your refund or the amount due will be disclosed to you in a very short order. If you have any questions, we are very experienced at doing amended returns and can assist you with that. Either contact us through CPAsite.com or call us at 904-396-5400. Regardless, we thank you for seeing us on this CPA Minute. Thank you.